Welcome back to Inside the Iron Pot. It's Easter Sunday. I'm about to barbecue for my niece, and I can't wait. I love barbecue. Anyway, hope y'all having a good Easter. And before I forget, if you don't mind, share my videos out and subscribe, and send me a comment if you have some questions you want me to answer. Um, but I want to continue from the last video of how a lot of moving around when you have kids, raising kids throughout their lives. You move 3 to 5 to 8 times during an 18-year period. They don't have anything stable. They don't even have a family home to go back to. They don't have any structure. They don't, it can be devastating, I say, to keep moving around with kids like that. But at one of the addresses we lived at, which was 9533 Harper Street, and my mother and them had a big party that day. I think it was like a Saturday. And all of us kids was upstairs, the younger people, and nieces and stuff like that, my sister kids and all of us. We upstairs, we hear a big commotion downstairs. We want to know what's going on. We all start sneaking down, going down, looking, and end up in the big melee with the adults. My brother Pookie was in a bad fight in the kitchen with my cousin Sam, and my uncles and other men at the party and women was trying to break it up, and other fights broke out, and the party was going on, in the house and outside already. So the fight ended up spilling out outside. And I don't know if somebody called the police or the police was riding by, but the police end up there, and my family end up having a big fight with this police unit that was set up in the city of Detroit called Stress, the Stress Unit, STRESS. And Stress stood for Stop the Robberies and Enjoy the Streets. They just took the letters off of each one of those words and called it Stress. So us in the streets, black people, kids, all of us call them the Big Four, because every time we saw them, they was in one of those Ford Interceptor sedans with the 4 doors, and they used to all jump out at the same time. All 4 doors were open when they jump out and start chasing somebody or whatever they're gonna do. So the Stress Unit end up down there fighting, and my mama got hit in the stomach with one of, they used to have these billy club blackjack type little baseball bat things, and I seen one hit my mama in the stomach with one. My brother Larry had hit one of the police and ran through the house. By then, most of the kids was in one of the bedrooms off from the living room down there. And so we were in there because everybody was trying to get us out the way too. But they was just doing a lot of violence and fighting and stuff and screaming and cussing. And when my brother Larry hit the police officer, he ran in the room where we were. He jumped in the bed, threw the covers on him, and we threw pillows on top of him trying to hide him. And we all standing in there when the police bust in the room. Where'd he go? Where he at? They looking around. They snatched the blanket off the bed. They snatched him up and threw him on the floor and dragged him out and roughed him up. And they was out there doing all kinds of fighting. End up quite a few of my family members went to jail, including my mama that night. And that Stress Unit was pretty rough that they had riding the streets of Detroit. And it was only in Detroit. It was set up for the black neighborhood. What their main thing that they did mostly was arrest, detain, beat up, and kill black men. And I believe between the years 1971 to 1973, when Mayor Coleman Young became mayor of the city of Detroit, he put an end to the Stress Unit. But they had killed like 22 or so black people, and they injured hundreds of them. So living in that kind of environment, because my mother had a whole lot of parties. She had rent parties, she had gambling parties, she sold food. I mean, whatever it took to survive. Because, before they invented food stamps, it was real rough for black people. You can ask anybody in your family if you're black and have older relatives, grandparents and stuff still alive. But yeah, that was a situation that happened at that house. And then we had many, many more situations at that house. My mother ended up shooting one of her boyfriends. Eddie Jones was his name. Real tall, dark-skinned black guy. He worked at like a steel plant or something like that. And he drank the whole lot. He drank a lot. And And he ended up moving in there with us, with my mom and all that. And he used to be so, I don't know, because he didn't really say too much to the kids. He was nice to us, but he just used to get so drunk and they used to fight and stuff. And, my daddy would come by and pick us up, drop us off. My daddy didn't involve himself in a lot of the stuff that went on at the houses, but he came and got us a lot of the times. But I know this one time I had got out of school. My daddy was out there to pick me up. We drove to the house. We pulled up. My mother come running out of the house with a gun in her hand. I'm sitting in the car. She opened the door and told me to get in the back seat. I got in the back seat. She got in and threw the gun up under the front passenger seat and told my daddy, just drive, just drive. We end up driving down Harper to Burns Street over my sister's house. We got there. I went in the house and went upstairs. My sister had like 3 little girls, like 5, 3, and maybe a newborn. But her husband ran down and my mama and daddy and all them was outside. So I ended up staying there with the kids, like babysitting, worried and stressed, didn't know what happened. I'm just getting out of school. So it's another situation that happened at my house. I don't know what's, happening. But what ended up happening was she had shot Eddie Jones at the house. And she had got arrested that evening. She went to jail. She was in jail a few days, but he refused to press charges. He wouldn't press charges on her. So back then, the way white folks and police departments and sheriffs and people like that saw black people,